guys, and welcome to Till Vacuum Do Us Part. Today's gonna be the reno update part 2. So if you're new here, we're renovating like an 82-year-old home because we want to set it up as an Airbnb. So we're doing a renovation, we're decorating it. We just did a patio makeover. If you missed that, you can definitely go over to my channel and watch it. But I'm gonna get you all caught up on everything that's happening over at the house. The first space I want to show you the progress is this little nook going out into the garage. So before you had to go outside, you can see right here in the before and after, you had to go outside to get into the garage, and that's where the laundry is. So we wanted to enclose that, and I love how it's coming along. Okay guys, we're pulling up to the house and they're supposed to be painting it today, and it looks like, oh my gosh, yeah, they've done the front. Look at all the brick, it's white.
God, they've done a lot.
They're supposed to be doing the back. Hopefully, yeah, they have.
They've gotten far already.
Oh my goodness. I guess that's what happens with a small house. It doesn't take long to paint.
Looks totally different.
It looks completely different already. I'll jump out and do it because I know there's like tint on the windows.
What I've got.
I think white paint can make anything look better, but that's just in my opinion. But here's the enclosure now that everything's painted white. You really don't notice a difference. So I know it's like a different texture. He couldn't find the same siding, but honestly, now that everything's white, it just kind of hides all the flaws. It definitely looks way better than what it was before. Also, here's a picture of the back. You can see how busy it was in the back. You could see all the wires and cords. This kind of camouflages it all. It makes all the house look put together. Since there's been so many add-ons, it really just brings it all together and makes it feel like one bigger house. It's super dark in here. You guys can't tell because I have my camera filter turned on a little brighter, but it's really dark. It's because they're painting the outside, so all the windows, which it'll help with our AC bill because that sun's being blocked out. I'm just gonna see if they've been doing anything in here. Oh yeah, look right here. I had this, he's installing this, so when we hang our TV, there's no wires. You guys know I'm obsessed with like hiding wires. And there is like an outlet down here, but it didn't have the 3-prong, so we were gonna have to fix it anyways, but that will be where the TV goes. So when they made this hole, you guys can see the outside, that's the brick right there where they added on the garage. Well, this is the wall, and then they added on the garage to the other side. So this used to be a brick wall, and then there used to be windows in here, but obviously now we don't want to look out into the garage. That's not the view. But I bet it used to be so bright in here back in the day, where then there was like 3 windows. And it looks like they finally skim coated the bathroom. That's looking good. Everything looks good. There's the raised shower head that I fought for. And then they hadn't skim coated. This room's always the brightest room. They started skim coating in here as well. So I'm happy with the progress today. I was getting a little down. Every time we came over, it was just like costing us money. And they were just ripping her apart, but I feel like we're slowly putting her back together. Let's check the room back here. Yeah, nothing in here yet. I think this room will be done last. So another thing I just noticed, or Chase noticed, is they did the drywall in here, and it's kind of like vaulted with the pitched roof or whatever. It looks really good. And then I'm having Chase measure this area out down here because we're gonna go buy some fun tile to add here, because obviously we can't carry on the hardwood floors. So I think we're gonna do, you guys have probably already seen a video of us buying the floor for this, because I'm doing a shop with me video, but I'm thinking about doing something like our laundry room and just making it real fun, because it's a small area. So if we don't like it one day, or if it's not like trendy anymore, this will be easy for us to pop up and just replace. Another little tip, when you're, or if you're having your house painted, they can spray over some of the electrical boxes. I'll try to put like an insert here of what it looked like before. They stood out so much because they were like silver, but they know like what they can paint and what they can't paint. So don't be worried if you're watching that panicking. Like, they knew they couldn't paint these, so they like taped it off. But anything they can paint, they will, and it kind of just hides it and blends in, so when you're far away, you can't see it. Okay, so I'm realizing I probably should have like started a countdown or the counting of the days, because I have no idea what day we're on. I think it's, I want to say it's like 3.5 weeks, but they finished up the walls last night. Chase was here power washing the patio. It's kind of hard to tell, it's so dark in here, and we clearly have no lights, and the sun's just now coming up, but we have a lot of trees here. But they skim coated all the walls, and then you're probably not gonna be able to tell. Oh yeah, right there. They added like a texture. This is like what we have in our house. It's done in like newer homes here in Oklahoma. I don't know if it's like where you guys come from, but in older homes, they're normally smooth, but this will just help the walls make them look better, just because the plaster, they weren't perfect, so it hides it a little bit better. I'll come back here in this room and you may be able to see it, but they did it to all the walls, and then they'll have to be painted. I want to say they called it an orange texture, because I think it's like the texture of an orange, but they did the ceilings. The walls were only supposed to take a week, so like 5 days, and it ended up taking, I think, 2.5, but it's done, and that makes me happy. So there are the walls, and they're finished, and the closets are finished. Okay, so here in the bathroom, it is looking a ton better. I haven't seen this done at all. We'll have to put new floors down, but like these walls were destroyed. We have a tub. I think I already showed that in this video. What I didn't get to show you guys, or I filmed it and I can't find the footage, was the shower head right here. So we had come in and they had it pretty low. You can see right there, see where those silver clamps are? That's where it was, and it still seemed really low to me. And that's the whole reason we like gutted this and tore everything out, is so we could raise the shower head. And everybody kept telling me it was fine, it was standard, but it was super low. Plus our shower head like comes down, and I'm glad I fought it, because when they actually measured it, it was way shorter than what it was supposed to be, what they even thought it was, and we raised it up a lot higher. Like you can tell they've added on. We're gonna ask our builder if that's okay. We really just want like one solid hose, so there's less issues with leaks. But I'm so glad that's moved up, because that was the whole point of this. So sometimes you guys have to kind of, not fight, but get your point across, because if I would have left that and then everything got put in and we put the shower head up and it was too low, I would have been so mad, because you can't, I mean, you can rip it all out, but we wouldn't have. So I'm so happy that is like, you can tell how tall it is now next to the ceiling. They had the floors taped off while they were doing the skim coating, but as you guys can see, there's like still a white film on it. It's gonna take me forever to clean these. I won't do it because I think they'll tape them back off to paint. The next crew, but they have to come in and put in all the baseboards and the trim. We're not doing like crown molding anywhere. We took that all out. The vents kind of have to, I'm probably gonna take some of these down and spray them or something. That one we ordered a new one for. We have a ways to go, but just having the walls done makes me feel so much better. Take you in the kitchen. Our little nook, that little nook makes me so happy. I'm so glad to have it. Okay, so I've never walked the back of our lot. I think it's always been hot and we're like in a hurry. Oh, there's a little squirrel up there. There's normally, okay, did I miss it? I think it's on the other side of this. I missed it. Anyways, there's always like a cat sitting right there. But I wanted to take you back here. This lot is a really good size, especially for like the location where we are. This house right here, like they built almost all the way back on it. They'll have a small yard, but they'll have a big house because of it. Oh, look at that beautiful white house. We're about to stain the patio. I'm sure you guys have already seen that video at this point. So if you haven't, I have a video and you guys can see how this all turned out. But I love the wood against the white. We've never had a deck like that. I just think it's so pretty. And we didn't have to redo the roof. And it looks amazing with the white. It just looks like a brand new house. I need to put up like a picture of this before. It was just like brick and siding and wires, and now that it's like all one color, it makes it feel bigger, it makes it look newer, it hides all those wires. I just love white houses. You guys know this, but I just love white houses. And then this tree is the biggest magnolia tree you will ever find. It is humongous. I was talking to our neighbors and they're like, yeah, it was big when we moved in. They've lived there 50 years and they're like, we don't want it. It causes so much just like havoc because of the leaves and stuff. It is ginormous. If you ever get to visit, you'll see how big it really is. But back to the White House. Hey, we're opening it up to see it. So our contractor hasn't been over here in like 10 days. Oh my gosh. Okay, so they did the baseboards and all the casings and it looks so good. They haven't done it down there, but we had ripped all these out. We did nice big chunky ones. I don't know if you can tell on camera. Those are gorgeous. Let's go into here. Oh, that's looking so good. Okay, I don't think they've done, yep, kitchen still not a kitchen. I don't know if I've shown you guys this yet. I think I have. I'm getting so confused on these videos because I film them like days and weeks apart. Okay, now we're gonna walk to this side of the house. Okay, so they've got the baseboards in. They didn't get the window done, but all the door framing, it's starting to look like a house. Back here, yeah, I don't think they're gonna touch this room for a while. I guess there it is right there that they're still using. I am in shock at how much baseboards like make a house feel like a house. With those off, it just looks so destroyed. Obviously, we still have a lot of work to do. They still have to like frame around the windows and some of the doors, but then all they have to do is paint. And then that's kind of where we come back over with the rooms, because Chase is gonna be the one doing the lights and I'm gonna be the ones doing the decorating. So once they get all the trim and baseboards done, they're gonna paint and then the rest will be ours. Now they have to finish the bathroom and the kitchen. But if I could start working on the rooms and getting some of our garage cleared out, that would be amazing. But yeah, we couldn't decide if we should do the really thick baseboard. So this is, I'll have to ask Chase. We went smaller for the door frame, but we went bigger down here and I'm in love. So the white baseboard is 6 inches and then we went 4 around the doors. So you could do 6 on both, but we also have a very cozy house. So we did the 6 and then the 4 on everything, and I think it's gonna look so stinking good.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go.
Okay, so we're on to another day. I can't even add up how many days this footage is. It's just over the course of a few weeks. I've been trying to take my camera every time we go to visit just to keep you guys updated. They're gonna be taking our dumpster away soon, so we're trying to clear out the garage and anything that's broken. We had like broken doors, broken screens. A lot of this stuff was just super old, so we were trying to get it all in the dumpster so when that gets picked up, we don't have to mess with it.
'Cause wanna drive through the summer night, and when we are old and gray.
If you look closely in that window, George was there trying to get on camera. It's what he does best. Chase is out mowing and weed eating, and then I'm gonna water the flowers. So it's one of those, now that we have two houses to keep up with, and it's definitely not cooling off here quite yet. It's supposed to in the next couple days, but I have to go over there at least every other day to water, just to make sure all the new plants we put in won't die. I am gonna have like an exterior, like a front exterior makeover coming up in the next couple weeks, and I'm gonna show you the whole process. Plus we have tons more to do in the front of this house. I just haven't had time to work on it. So if you want to see something like that, definitely make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss those videos.
Wanna drive through the summer night, and when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer night, this summer night.
I'm actually really shocked of how well these plants are holding up. They got planted when it was super hot, and then I try to water them every other day, but it has just been so hot here in Oklahoma, but they are handling it really, really well, so I'm thankful for that. Now I'm gonna water the grass lightly, just because we had the lawn company come out, so there's a lot of like fertilizer, and they say just to hit it with the water as best you can, so I'm gonna work on watering this whole front yard just so that stuff actually kicks in and takes effect. Okay, so it's a few days later from the last time you guys saw me over here. I just got finished watering the flower beds and the grass the best I can. It's actually gonna rain in a couple days, so I just did it enough to make it last. Chase is mowing the back right now. I'm gonna go ahead and like power wash all of this. I like to clean this on weekends just because we have so many men over here. It just kind of keeps it maintained. And then if anybody has any lawn experts in your family, or if you are, what can I do to grow grass here? Now we're just now trying to do it, but I don't know if these roots are gonna stop it, if it's too shaded. If you know a cheap, affordable solution, definitely let me know down below in the comments section, or if your husband or somebody knows, because I definitely could use some help. So I'm gonna power wash this while Chase is mowing in the back.
The great yellow sun is reflecting in your deep blue eyes. The day has begun. You spin around, you laugh to yourself, and I see you shine in every color, resting your head in my arms. You sing.
I'm always so shocked how much dirt I can spray off the sidewalk every week. It never looks that dirty, but when you actually start spraying it, you just see so much of it come off. And to me, that's just saving dirt from getting into my house or my wood floors. Plus, I just think everything looks so much prettier when it's wet. Is that me? When I'm like watering the flowers, I can't just do the bushes. Like I want to do all the mulch because I just think it looks so pretty all wet. Just in case you're watching this and you missed the patio makeover, go watch it because it actually looks better than this. It's just, we took all like the small decor home until it opens, and then they need to put these back on. But if you want to see how it turned out, definitely go watch that video. And because a handful of you guys wrote me because you loved last time I put clips in of Chase mowing sped up, you guys like loved it. This one is for you guys.
It feels like it's been forever, laughing all day. We spin around, your hand reaches mine. Feels like I can't do anything, just give me a mountain to climb. You sing.
I know people don't want to think as lawn care as part of a reno, but it's really good to keep your yard and your house looking as good as you can during this. You have neighbors and that's their home, and I definitely don't want to mess with them so much. We have very, very sweet neighbors all the way around us, and I want them to like us. So we already have enough construction and workers parking in the street, so the least I can do is make sure the house looks as best as it can. So we're definitely over there weekly, making sure the yard's maintained and there's no trash. Definitely just do your part even when you're in a reno. The boys saw a helicopter. Anytime they see like a plane or a helicopter, they think they can catch it, so they go crazy. So that's what's going on there. But here's the after. It already looks so much better. It's nice and fresh for our neighbors. If our workers are back there, at least it's maintained. I feel like taking care of your home is just such an easy thing to do. It's a nice little workout. You can do it with your family. So that's why we try to maintain ours. But we did end up going back one more time. I was going to end this video here, but we went back the next day and they had gotten a little bit more work done. So I'm going to show you what all they had done.
So you gotta smash like, subscribe, click the links down below so I make it time.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed getting caught up on the reno. Hopefully the next time I show you this, it's a lot further along, or fingers crossed it's actually room makeovers. Those are the ones I'm excited to share with you, so hopefully those will be out very, very, very soon. But I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Next time, so I know I'll see you next time.